Hey everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. My name is Kylie and today we're going to talk about the books that I'm reading in 2020. So I decided that I kind of want to do away with the monthly TBR videos. Since I've come back to BookTube, I have tried to kind of put the monthly TBR like at the end of the previous month's wrap up, but then that makes the wrap up really long. And some people, like if they look at that you have like a 40-minute wrap up video, they don't want to watch it. And I don't know, like lots of times I post the TBR and then I don't even read half the books that are on it anyways, because I always make really ambitious TBRs. So here we are. I'm just going to make a TBR kind of for the year and give you an idea of what I'm reading. And I have all these lists, okay? So this year, right now, I think I'm at like 127 or 128 books read for the year. And when I'm filming this, it's the beginning of December. So I'm hoping to get to 140 by the end of the year. So I'm going to make my goal 120 books for 2020. And so that is about 11 books a month. And on average, I read less than that. Like an average month for me, I probably read 8 or 9 books. But then on a really good month, I can get up to like 17, 18. I read like 24 in November. That was my best month this year. So I think it will like even out without being too hard. Okay, so what I've done is I've made 6 lists, and I'm making it a rule that I have to pick one book from each list to read each month at least. The lists have more books on them than that. They have more than, more books on them than that. But, yeah, and I can read more than one book off of each list if I want to. But these are just like different types of books that I want to get to. And so I just decided to do it like that. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you like some of the books that are on each of the lists and how I came up with the lists and things like that. And then I'll post the full lists in their entirety in maybe a Google Doc linked in the description. And if you're interested in buddy reading any of these books with me, you can please comment or DM me on Twitter or message me on Goodreads. And yeah, so just throughout the year when I'm talking about different TBR and like whatever, I'll just link back to this video and I will update the Google Doc by crossing out the ones that I've already read. And I think that's going to work better for me because I just don't want to make TBR videos anymore. And I don't want to like promise people that I'm going to read certain books and then not read them because then I kind of feel dumb, like I didn't read them. Okay, anyways, I've been talking for too long. Okay, so my first list is coming from Goodreads, and I made a list of like the 20 oldest books on my Goodreads TBR. There's quite a variety. I have like Hunted by Megan Spooner, The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, Not Your Sidekick and Not Your Villain by C.B. Lee. I have these ones that are like Pottermore Presents, short stories from Hogwarts. There's 2 of those, and then there's like Hogwarts, an incomplete and unreliable guide. Of course, all by J.K. Rowling. I don't know where I can access those. They're very short ebooks, I think. So I guess I'll try to find those. Neanderthal Opens the Door to the Universe by Preston Norton. Lifelike by Jay Kristoff. Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. A couple John Green books. Yeah, and then some other ones that like I mean, obviously I've heard of them. I put them on my Goodreads, but I don't. These books, the oldest books on my Goodreads, I didn't start using Goodreads until like June 2018. And most of my recs I got from people's YouTube videos, the BookTube videos. So that's where I got them from. So I'll be picking off of that list for sure. And then I have a list of series that I want to finish. So the first one is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I have read Scythe, but I have not read Thunderhead, and The Toll recently came out, so the series is done. So now I can finish it. There's also one, I think the series is called like Iskari, something like that. The first book is called The Last Namsara. And then The Caged Queen came out last year. And I don't know if The Skyweaver is out yet or not. Or maybe it comes out soon. I think it's out. I just don't remember. I didn't write the details down here. But I've read The Last Namsara. And so I need to continue on with that. And then, of course, The Kingkiller Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss. The first book in that series is called The Name of the Wind. I've read The Name of the Wind. I've read the second one. The name is gone in my brain. But so there's a novella, which I was gifted. I was gifted the novella for my birthday, I think. And it's called like A Slow Regard to Silent Things or something. But it's very short. It's just a very skinny book. But Amazon is saying that the third book is coming out in August. This is huge, guys. Like, people talk about George R.R. Martin like taking a long time to publish books. The fans of The Name of the Wind have been waiting longer for this third book to this series than Game of Thrones fans have been waiting for their series to finish. I would have to look it up to know how many years, but it is like a lot of years since he published that novella, and the second book, like the fans have been waiting for a long time. So I really hope that that's true, that it's coming out in August. Okay, the next series is An Ember in the Ashes. I actually don't think that this series is complete. I have read An Ember in the Ashes, and I believe A Reaper at the Gates came out last year, but I don't think it's done. I think there's going to be a number 4 for sure. But yeah, so I at least have 2 books to read there. The Villain series by V.E. Schwab. I've read Vicious. I need to read Vengeful. I forgot the author's name. The series is called Water. Oh, it's Emery Gale. And this is a local author. Lives like in Canada here by me, I guess. And so this is a 4-book series. I've read the first 2. I need to read the last 2, Siren and Tempest. And I have them here on my shelf. I borrowed them from my cousin. The next series is called The Wayward Children by Seanan McGuire. Seanan McGuire. So I've only read the first one. So I know there's 3 more, and actually I think another one's coming out in maybe January. Yeah, I think. So yeah, they're short books though. So I didn't really like the first one, but I think like that each book is like very different from the other while still being kind of in the same world, I guess. So yeah, I will try the next one. I also need to continue on with the Renegade series by Marissa Meyer. I've read Renegades. I have Arch Enemies on my shelf, and Supernova just came out this fall, so the series is complete. So I need to finish it. This November, I read The Breadwinner by Deborah Ellis, and there was a non-ending. So I need to keep reading. These are very, very short middle grade books, and there are 3 more. So there's 4 altogether. So I need to read the rest of them, 3 more. I have them out from the library right now. And I also read in November The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan in the Heroes of Olympus series. And I have this whole series. I have the box set. So I need to continue. So there's 4 more in that one. Okay, and that's the list. That's the series that I want to finish in 2020. The next list is books off my physical TBR. And I should have piled these up so that I can show you, but I did not. But I picked books, obviously at some point, like these are all books that I own, okay? And I have bought or I have picked up from like little libraries or like thrift sales, like things like that. So at some point I picked this book up and I read the back of it and I was obviously interested in reading it. But when I look at all the books that I have and that I want to read, for sure, these 12, I feel like I'm never going to get to them. I'm never going to pick them up because even if I was interested in them, at some point, there's always like, like a fantasy or like a newer or like a new romance or like there's other things that I'm more interested in. So I have chosen 12. I've chosen 12 books from my physical TBR that and for this list only, but if I do not read these in 2020, I'm unhauling them. Okay? So I have In the Garden of Beasts, Scruples, The Goldfinch, The Mists of Avalon, Gypsy, Inkheart, Any Known Blood, The Queen of the Night, A Fine Balance, Wicked, All My Puny Sorrows, and India in Slow Motion. Those are my 12. And so I did 12 so that, maybe I just read one a month. But if I don't end up reading them, if I go off of my rules and I don't read one each month, then I will unhaul them. So, okay, and then my next list is hyped reads. So these are books, I scrolled through my Goodreads of books that Goodreads has my want to read list of books that I want to read. And I picked out all the ones that were hyped at some point in time. So some of these aren't super hyped anymore, but some of them still are. So Sorcery of Thorns, We Hunt the Flame, House of Salt and Sorrows, Crazy Rich Asians, The Raven Boys, The Wicked Deep, The Poppy War, Daisy Jones and the Six, Kingdom of Souls, Red, White, and Royal Blue, Serpent and Dove, Get a Life, Chloe Brown, I Wish You All the Best, Wicked Fox, Ninth House, The Hazelwood Illuminae, Crescent City, Again But Better, On the Come Up, The Hating Game, and Radio Silence. Okay, so that's my hyped reads. Some of them I own, some of them I don't own, some of them aren't even out yet. And then, is this my last list? No. Okay. Then I asked some of my friends what their favorite books were. And I just took what they told me and wrote them down. So some of the ones that they told me I have already read. And some of them I won't read because sometimes I don't support authors if I have a problem with something they've done or something that they've written. So for that reason, some of these I'm not reading. And some of them I've already read. So Shelby gave me her list and she has some, I think a couple of these are thrillers, No Exit, Other People's Houses, The Bookish Life of Nina Hill. Zoe gave me The Flat Share, Poison Princess, Roar. Layla gave me Red, White, and Royal Blue, which is also on another list. The School of Good and Evil, More Happy Than Not. Sarah gave me Daisy Jones and the Six, All the Bright Places, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Rachel gave me Middle Game, Sunstone, The Savior's Champion, Heartstopper. And I want to ask Taylor, my friend Taylor, but she's on vacation and I just didn't get to it yet. So I'm going to add her books too to that list. And then I have a list of POC reads. So these are either written or feature a author of color. We all need to be reading and supporting more authors that are not white, just because that's what we need to do. Okay, so some of these are hyped, some of them you'll have heard of. I just went through my Goodreads and I pulled out the ones that I was really interested in. So I have Itza by Rios de la Luz, Colombiano by Rusty Young, Finding Yvonne by Brandy Colbert, Nocturna by Maya Montaigne, An Unkindness of Ghosts by Rivers Solomon, 1,000 Beginnings and Endings by Ellen O, A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney, Color Me In by Natasha Diaz, Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali, Along for the Ride by Mimi Grace, The Love and Lies of Rukhsana Ali by Sabina Khan, Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds, The Right Swipe by Alicia Rye, The Tiger at Midnight by Swati Tirthala, Shadow Shaper by Daniel Jose Older, Dominicana by Angie Cruz, The Broken Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin, Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi, We Should All Be Feminists by Adichie, Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron, Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Those are my 6 lists, you guys. Okay? So my rule is I'm going to pick one off each list, but the lists are pretty good, other than that one of the one that I'm going to unhaul if I don't read them. So I might be picking more off each list, but I'm at least going to pick one book from each list to read each month. So, yes, check out the Google Doc, since I just read them really, really fast for you. It's going to be a short video for me. It's going to be a lot of editing, though, a lot of book covers that I'm going to put here. Okay, yeah, those are my lists. So that's what you can expect from me for 2020. I mean, like, it's not exclusive. There's hardly any romance on this. And I have, like, my Kindle. I have Kindle Unlimited. So, like, there's definitely going to be, you know, some Kindle reads. There's probably going to be some new stuff that comes up on my radar that, like, aren't on these lists yet, even though I did include some books that aren't out yet. Yeah, I got to find out what Taylor's favorite books are to add to the list. And yeah, there's also no, like, graphic novels on here. I started reading graphic novels and manga recently. But yeah, so just let me know what your goals are for 2020 and some things that you're interested in reading. And please, like, if you want to buddy read anything with me, just let me know. Like, I love buddy reading. Even if we've never read anything together before, it's fine. Let's do it. Yeah, so check out the Google Doc, and yeah, let me know if you're interested in buddy reading anything with me, because I always love to make more friends. Okay, so those are my reading plans for 2020. That's all I have for you today. So have a good night.